more sales by implementing these simple strategies that I'm going to share with you today. If you want to know how to get more sales and you want it to be simple and easy, you're tuned into the right place. How are you guys doing today? My name is Kathy McReynolds, and I am the founder of Bible Business Academy, where we help you build your business with biblical principles. So if you're looking to get more sales, if you're looking to get your business started, or if you're looking to get more social media awareness out there, whatever it is today, you want to tune in and make sure you grab your show notes, y'all. If you don't have your show notes, make sure you get your show notes so you can write down what we're talking about today, because if you hear it and then you write it down, you're more likely to remember it, and most important, you're more likely to do it. So while you're coming on, let me know where you're tuning in from, and do me a favor, guys. I got my phone here, and you can go ahead and hit that share button. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to share it out to our group. And let's see, share to a group. And then I am also going to share it to a page. So let me know where you're tuning in from. If this is your first time catching us, if you're catching this during the live or the replay. And also let me know what type of business you have. Like, what is it that you do and how do you do it? What's up? Y'all ready for this? We got some good stuff today, so make sure you go get your show notes. Go get your show notes, y'all, and we're going to get everything started. I am actually going to go to, let's see, one more page here, and we're going to get this shared out. All this new technology, you got to make sure you're hitting it at the right place, but I'm excited to be able to help you guys grow your business with biblical principles. So make sure that you go on here and download your show notes. You can get those at BibleBusinessAcademy.com. If you didn't get them before the broadcast started and you're catching this during the replay, just shoot us a message and ask us for the show notes, and we'll make sure to get those out to you. And as I'm going through here and hitting that share button one more time, y'all. And again, let me know in the comments what type of business you have and what type of challenges are you having with your business. Are you not getting enough sales? You know, like, what is it that you want to do more of that you're not able to do right now? So let us know that in the comments as well. It's, let's see, I'm trying to, y'all bear with me one second here while we get this shared out. Let's see, it says only to newsfeed. Okay. All right. I'll just get it shared out later. How about that? All right. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready to get started? I'm excited to be able to help you guys out today. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to switch over to our other screen, and let me go ahead and get where you all can see me. Okay. We are where we need to be. So we're going to go ahead and get everything started today, guys. I want to welcome you all out. Today, we're going to talk about how to get more sales by implementing these simple and easy steps that we're going to share with you today. And we're going to come from 2 Corinthians 1 and 12. It says, for our boast is this. You know, think about this. For our boast is this. A lot of times we want to boast on us. We want to boast on things. We want to boast on stuff that we do. But I'm going to tell you what the Bible says about our boast. It says the testimony of our conscience, that we behave in the world with simplicity and good sincerity, not by earthly wisdom, but by the grace of God, and supremely so towards you. That, I mean, like, when you think about that, I don't know, I just got chills going through me. We get in the habit of always boasting about, you know, our business, our things, our places, the places we go, but it's telling you right here that you want to keep that with godly and sincerity, not by earthly wisdom, but by the grace of God. So if you want to boast on something, boast on the grace of God and what he's doing in your life, how he's helping your business. That's why I love helping people build a business with biblical principles, because it gives you that opportunity to be able to share not only the goodness of your business, but the goodness of God and his grace. And, Jesus, I mean, like, man, can you imagine that? Just like, hey, I'm going to die for y'all so that y'all can be saved, so that y'all can have a great life. Hey, what better way can that be, right? So today we're going to talk about how to get more sales by implementing these simple and easy steps. So if this is your first time tuning in and joining me here, my name is Kathy McReynolds. Just to give you guys a little background about me, because you might be thinking, why should I listen to this chick here? And what does she know about business or faith and all of that stuff? So I am from Akron, Ohio. I always say I grew up shy and sheltered and in church basically 6 days a week growing up. My mom was a minister, my dad was a football coach, and that meant that our house was constantly always filled and surrounded, and we were always out there doing, helping, and serving. I left home at the age of 19, kind of like, as they say, went on that little wayward path of my own. Lived in the DC, Baltimore, Boston, and Pittsburgh area. We got anybody from those areas? Drop it in the comments and let me know. College dropout, y'all, turned students of doers. And all that means is that instead of going the traditional route, I decided to follow people who had what I want and learn and pay them to be able to teach me. Introvert definitely love to win, not perfect, y'all. I've made money, lost money, had businesses, lost businesses, and all of that. But you just keep going. That's the fact that I want you guys to know. No matter where you're at, you just got to keep going. International coach and trainer, licensed financial advisor, business owner. As I said, made and lost a couple figures, online business strategist. And I decided, you know what? Instead of running away, I finally stopped and said, okay, God, I want to entrust everything that I do in life to you. And he was gracious enough to already had said, you just come to me. He already had that path prepared. So I want to help you grow in your faith and finances and find the joy that you find on this side of the track. It starts with this, y'all. If you want to get more customers, if you want to grow your faith, if you want to grow your finances, you got to look yourself in the mirror and you got to say, what is it that you like? What do you want? Like God said, he'll give you the desires of your heart. But if you don't even know what those desires are, how is he going to give you anything? So if you know that, drop it in the comments. And if you're dropping comments or you're saying something, I can't see them now, but I promise you this, I'll get back to them all at the end of the broadcast. And if you happen to put a comment down during the replay, we'll make sure we go back and answer that as well. So please drop the comments. Let me know, what is it that you want in life? Do you want more sales? If you get more sales, why do you want more sales? Will it help you be able to buy a home if you don't have a home, buy a new car if you don't have a new car, take a vacation, tithe more? How about that? How about being able to tithe, give, and serve more? Maybe it'll help you give to your favorite charity, feed the hungry, take care of the elderly. What is it? Go on that vacation. What is it that you want to do? It could be just something as simple. Some of you out there might be at the point like, girl, I just want to be able to pay my bills every single month. Whatever it is, you can get it. And I want to challenge all of us to tap into God's greatness and let him guide us. And when you get there, even as you're on your journey, guys, I promise you, your worries will decrease and they go away and you don't have all of those worries. But you got to know what you want. And you got to, tell me what you really, really want, right? You got to know what you want in order to get it. So take some time and get by yourself. Go look in the mirror. I always call it that mirror moment. I'd be like, McReynolds, I'm looking in the mirror, and you gotta have, that draw that line in the sand, and that call to yourself to say, okay, what is it do I want? What he said, I can have anything that I desire. So what is it that I really truly desire? That's where you have to start out. That is the number one thing that you must do. Steve Jobs said, for the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself. So imagine this. You guys know who Steve Jobs is. So imagine every single morning for the last 33 years. That's a disciplined habit. If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? Let me repeat that. If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? That's a great question you should ask yourself. Because if the answer is no, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? It's time to make a change. It's time to become who you were born to become. And God said, I knew you before you were even in your mother's womb, and the plans that he has for you to prosper you, to give you a great life. He know, but you got to make that choice. You got to make that decision. He's not going to force you to do that. Steve went on to say, and whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I needed to change something. So what is it that you need to change? What is it that you're doing that's not going the way that you want, that you don't even like doing it, but you just keep doing it because you don't either know how to do something different, or you're afraid to do something different, or you're just like, it's better than doing nothing, right? You don't want to live life like that. Life should not be lived that way. So today I want you to make sure that you are writing these things down in your show notes. And if you don't have them, just grab a pen and paper and write them down and jot these notes down. It is important for you to go back and reflect. You can, and if you're catching this during the replay, hit that pause button, y'all. Hit the pause button and just sit down and take some time. Go get a mirror. Go pull out your camera instead of doing that selfie. Look within yourself and say, okay, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And if the answer is no, it's time to call an audible and change the play. So, all right, you said, okay, no, Kathy, is not what I want to do, or some of it is, but I'm not quite there on everything that I need to do. So I'm going to help you. This is the next important step on set your goals. You got to set your goals. Again, I'll say it. If you don't know what you want, if you don't know what the game plan is, how you're going to get there. It's like, put the plan, make it plain, put it in writing. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Just look straight ahead. Know what your goals are. And I'm going to give you some areas of how you want to set goals and where you should set goals at. One is your faith and your giving. So your faith is, you grow your faith every single day. You just don't one day say, okay, I'm ready to surrender to God. I'm ready, to get saved, and I'm going to, all of a sudden have all of this faith. It doesn't work that way. I want you guys to think of Peter when, Jesus said to him before the crow crows three times, you're gonna deny me. You're gonna lie. He's like, no, not me. I've seen everything that you've done. I'm watching you. It's right here. I would never do that, right? And what did he do? He did that. Oh no, I don't know him. Who is that? I'm not with him. No, not me, right? So don't beat yourself up if your faith isn't where you need it to be. Just put together a game plan to make that happen. And you might be thinking, how can I do that? There are ways to do that. We don't have time to go over that today, but that's part of what we help you with. So go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com, download our free report. And that's BibleBusinessAcademy.com. Download that free report, and it's going to share some information with you. And then you can book a call and we can talk about how to help you that. You can get a free report. You also want to do it for giving. What is it that you want to give away for the year? Who do you want to help? What charities do you want to support? How much are you going to tithe it, to your church? How are you going to help? All of these things, you want to write that down. Write down your family and personal. As far as for your family, what type of lifestyle do you want your family to have? Do you all want to have dinner together? Do you want to travel together? What are some of the joys that you want to experience? What are some of the memories that you want to create for yourself personally? The next one, maybe it's a fitness and health goal. Maybe you want to move to a new location. You should ask yourself that if I died today and I'm living where I'm living at, would that be okay? Would I be happy with that? If the answer is no, then pack your bags and move. But put a plan in place first. What about your personal and your professional development? Guys, here's the sad thing. Most people after high school never pick up a book and read it. They don't. They don't pick up a book and read it after high school. And so that means that if they're living, until 80, 90 years old, they're going like 50, 60, 70, 80 years without reading a book. I can't even imagine that, but it's something that you have to desire to do. I don't know, probably already this year I've probably been to like 4 or 5 different events and trainings. I'm always watching something online at least once or twice a week, a webinar or a training. And definitely I read every single day. I'm always reading some type of book every morning, every night. I'm reading, I'm listening. So what is your personal development game plan? What are you doing to grow and get better? And the Bible, add that as one of them. That's something that you should read every single day. That God said meditate on his word every day and every night. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. What about your career and professional, your business? Maybe you're working a full-time job and you want to start a part-time business and transition it to full-time, or maybe you're already into full-time business and you want to multiply that or grow that. We're always looking. I have about 4 different businesses that we're working on right now, and we're always with our mind open for other things. And even in the word, it talks about, instead of, you need 7 or 8 different streams of income, ways that you're earning income, because you never know which one may not be there. So you want to make sure that you have a game plan in place, and material and financial. I talked a little bit about the material things. Don't boast on those, but you can thank God for them. Maybe you do need a new house. Maybe you want a car. Maybe you want to take a lavish vacation. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You deserve that. But you got to put a plan in place and remember who gave you that ability to create that wealth, to create that money, so that you can make those things happen. That's the key. Is that making sense? Drop in the comments and let me know, which of these goals do you want to start with first? Like, if you had to pick one: the faith, to giving, the family, the personal, fitness or health, your personal or professional development, your career, professional, your material stuff or financial stuff. Where do you want to start? What's most important to you? It's going to be different for everyone. So I would love to know what that is for you. And if you need help with this, go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com and we'll be sure to reach out to you and see how we can help you. The second phase of that is set deadlines of your goals. Now, a lot of people, I want y'all to think of New Year's. How many, show it, put the hand in the comment section. If you set a goal on New Year's and by the 3rd week of New Year's, it was already gone. Could have been that first week. Am I the only one who's done that? I know there's somebody else out there who's done that as well. So go ahead and let me know. Just so you put your favorite hand emoji or crazy looking emoji up in there. So I'll give you an example of the different types of deadlines and goals you want to set. You can have an immediate. So before the end of 2021, this is August of 2021 when we're filming this. So before the end of 2021, that could be a goal that you set. What is it that you want to do before the end of the year? Or what do you want to do before the end of the day, the end of the week, the end of the month, the end of the quarter? Those are immediate goals. Immediate is within a year. Anything under a year is an immediate. So you can have daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and quarterly goals. Intermediate goals are anything between 1 to 5 years. Long term is 5 years. So instead of being stagnant, stuck, and stanky, I got that stanky part when I went to church this Sunday. They used that. I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to borrow that. Instead of being stagnant, stuck, and stanky, you got to set some goals. So if you're feeling that way, and if you're stagnant, right? Just think about, anybody ever left a banana out, and you know how it's bright yellow and beautiful, and then you leave it out overnight, or you only eat half of it and you leave it out and sit there, and it turns all brown, and then it gets all yucky looking, and then guess what it does? It starts stinking. So if you are just sitting there and you're going through life and you're stagnant, you come home and all you do is scroll. Like this is you. Whether you're in the car, whatever you're doing, you're just scrolling through social media, or you got your remote and you click it. Like they even got, see, this is how smart they get now. You can even put your remotes on your phone. So if this thing right here is in your hand more than a book, you need to make some changes there. The only, like, if you're looking at this to talk to people or to look at your goals and do things like that, things begin to go the way that you need it to go, guys. But you got to position yourself to be able to get unstuck, and that's what we're going to talk about and show you how to do that. So don't stay stuck. If you are tired of being stuck, but give me your like angry, well, don't put an angry emoji, because then, people who are not watching this be like, wow, these angry emojis up in here, right? We like to stay on the positive side. So let's talk about stuck. S is stop advancing. If you're stuck, you don't advance anymore. You don't go anywhere. You just stop moving. And you don't want to have that happen in your life. Life happens. Things happen. I'll give you guys an example on actually I'm gonna do that under tolerant, and the T in stuck is tolerant. I also got this off of the sermon from Sunday. See how you can take something you learn at church and then bring it into your business. Tolerant of limiting factors. So for example, we have an amazing planner that's coming out to literally help you with all of this stuff that we're talking about. And I was moving it over into another system, and literally I worked on it for 7 straight hours today. And all of a sudden the system shuts down, and all of my work for the last 7 hours gone. Normally you can go back and you can save it and you can get the old history. And I'm hoping, because I sent them a message, and I'm hoping I can get it back. But this is what I'm so grateful for. My attitude, instead of like, oh my God, woe is me, being angry, all I kept thinking is, the scripture kept coming in my head, that you have plans, but I direct your steps. You have plans, but I direct your steps. So the way I looked at it is, okay, maybe it just wasn't what he wanted it to be. So I got to do it over again. Like, whatever it is, I was okay with it. Now, a year or two ago, I would have probably been having a hissy fit and been like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And so be tolerant. Are you tolerant in your life of things that happen? The U is unbelief. Unbelief concerning promises and potential. This is so big, guys. It doesn't matter where you grew up at. That doesn't matter. I think of LeBron. I'm from Akron. He's from Akron. LeBron James. Everybody know LeBron James, right? They call him Bronny the billionaire. I'm so proud of that young man. Like, he's in his 30s. I don't think he quite made it to the 40s yet, but he's in his late 30s. He grew up in the government housing in the Akron, Ohio area, and he's a billionaire. Now, he had every reason to say, I can't do this because here's where I live. I'm not good enough to make this happen. But when he definitely had to be around some people who poured into him, and he had to have that belief that regardless of where he came from, he can get it done. Another one that comes to my mind is Oprah. You guys probably know her story, but I remember her saying when she was a little girl, and her grandma used to read the Bible. She had to go to church, and she said that God said it was possible. All things are possible. And she believed that. So, what is it that you believe? Is your unbelief keeping you from changing your life? If somebody in this world has accomplished it, you can. But most importantly, guys, when you start reading the word daily, every day, every night, throughout the day, and get it in your head, you'll soon realize that no matter what you desire, as long as you're keeping God first, He will give it to you. Just like you will give your child whatever they want, as long as they're ready and prepared and at that place where they can receive it. So just because it's not happening when you want it to happen, you got to ask yourself, what is it that you need to learn? Okay, what other areas do you need to grow in? Just get away from that unbelief. The C is careless with time and opportunity. We all have 24 hours in a day, 160 hours a week, and none of us got any more than that with the grace of God if we're able to make it through a 24-hour period. How do you use it? What is it that you do in that time period? See, we used to say an opportunity comes once, maybe twice in a lifetime. And if you don't seize that opportunity when it's presented to you, when it's in front of you, you may never get that chance again. And if you never get that chance again, it is lost. And that's even biblical. You'll see that in the Bible, y'all. So don't be careless with time and opportunity. Don't take time for granted, right? And don't be careless with it. Make sure that you are doing what you need to do when you need to do it, and turn off that, we always say, turn off that boob tube, open that door, and pick up that phone, call people, go see people, help people, do something with the time that you have been given. That is a challenge. Like literally, I always say, I want to do more. How can I do more? How can I make things happen better, faster, quicker, stronger? So it's not that you don't feel like, I'm not using it the way I need to, but once you get a disciplined habit in place, and one of the ways we do that is through like time blocking. Like literally, you will sit down before your day even begins or the night before and block out the hours that you're going to use. When our planner is out, which will be next week, I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be out next week, y'all. You can get that and join us in getting unstuck. So if you've been stuck and you're ready to get unstuck, you can join us. And K is knowledge. Oh my goodness. This is so huge. Knowledge is lacking. You don't read, you don't watch videos, you don't go to seminars, webinars, you don't pay for training, or you're always looking for that free stuff. If that's you, then that's why stuck. That's why you're stuck, because you're not doing anything to advance yourself. You're not praying. You're not meditating. You're not doing the things that you need to do that could change your life. When is the last time that you sought wisdom, wise wisdom, some counseling, and ask somebody who has what you want, hey, can you help me? Here's what I'm looking to do. When is the last time you register for a class that maybe costs thousands of dollars? Like people will pay for school that costs 40, 50, hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they're like, oh, wait, your class, 4,000, 24,000, like that's way too much. Think about that, right? I want you guys to change your mindset and ask yourself, would you be willing to pay $24,000 for a class in order to make six figures? That's like $76,000 profit. it all day, every day, right? All day, every day. Anybody who understands basic math and numbers would do that. I told you guys these are simple steps. They're simple but not easy, right? Simple, they're easy to do, but they're with most people, they get stuck in that actually implementing, that their minds are always telling them, okay, you shouldn't do this, or maybe you should do this. Oh, this don't work. Like, don't let the enemy keep tricking you from getting your blessing. You need to change that. And I'm not going to even blame it on the enemy. I'm blaming it on you, because you got to stop letting yourself get stuck. Now, instead of being stuck, you got to have SMART goals. What are SMART goals? They're specific. And I'm going to give you guys an example of a specific goal. Napoleon Hill wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, and he lists all the, like the different ways you can set goals, and the way that you can make it happen. And guess who else? The Bible. It's all in there as well. So you can read through that and you can get that. They have to be attainable. And now you maybe you're thinking, okay, so Kathy, you just said I can have anything that I want. You just mentioned LeBron. Maybe you don't have his talent. Well, okay, let's take Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan got cut in the 10th grade but we know what happened and how that story ended. So is it attainable? Has someone else besides yourself ever done that before, right? Or is the Holy Spirit talking to you and telling you you were meant to go do this and create that, and then you can back it up by scripture, and then you have other people who are pouring that same dream into you? Then guess what? It's attainable for you. Time bound. Is it the right time to do it? As I just said, you got to seize that opportunity. You got to take advantage of the time. Get it done while you're young, right? I remember them saying that a long time ago. I wish I would have listened to that, right? I'm trying to save you guys from years of headaches and heartaches that I went to, and shortening your learning curve, right? Is it measurable? Can you measure it? When we say measurable, what that means is, can you say, okay, today I'm going to have this, and then I'm having this, and I'm going to give you guys some examples. And is it relevant? It needs to be relevant. It needs to be relevant in your life and in the direction and the way that you want to go. So it has to be relevant. So let's look at the difference between a SMART goal versus being stuck. So if you say, I want to lose weight, all right, that's all you say is, okay, I got to go, Kathy. I want to lose weight. Just by saying, I want to lose weight, that'll keep you stuck. If you say, I want to build a business, that'll keep you stuck. Now, if you say, I want to lose weight, I will, and then you add this behind it, here's it being specific, here's everything that I just talked about, it'll happen for you. So let me read this. It says, I will lose 25 pounds of body fat by December 15, 2021 by booking an IceFit Studio cool sculpting treatment for 45 minutes once a month, combined with eliminating alcohol and sweets from my diet 6 days per week with one cheat meal, so I feel great about myself when I go to my 40th class reunion. See how specific that was, and it's relevant, because 40th class reunion, I just made this one up, right? We have a business called IceFit Studio, and I'm laughing because instead of saying get in the gym, these machines just suck the fat out of you. So, easier way of getting it done. But do you get the difference? Let me know in the comments if this is making sense to you, if you see how and why you can create goals more when you're more specific. And we always say if you want to be terrific, you got to be specific about the things that you're talking about. So there you go right there. Now, here's another one that you can look at. I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. See, this is what keeps you stuck. What you say, words matter. What you say out of your mouth becomes your life. So maybe this is you. I want to lose weight, but I'm too old to lose weight, but I'll give it another try. You already lost right there. I don't even have to read anymore, but I am. But if you ever said, yeah, I'll give it that try, but I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm not the right color, I'm not the right sex, I didn't come from the right neighborhood. If you start that whining, you can't win and whine in the same, right? And then there's some other stuff y'all throw in there, right? Y'all pray for me because I'm about to be one mean cookie with giving up my favorite sweets, and I'm not about to hurt these old bones in the gym with these young bucks. Man, talking like this will keep you stuck. Can you relate? Who's ever said anything? Who's ever set a goal and then you just like crushed it right from your mouth? See, a lot of times we want to blame other people for crushing our goals, but it's not other people, it's you. It's you. You is something that goes with that. I just can't think about what it is right now. But it's you who crushed your goals. It's you and what came out of your mouth that crushed your goals. It wasn't your spouse, it wasn't your family, it wasn't your friends, it wasn't your neighbor, it wasn't your coworker, it wasn't your business partner. It was the words that came out of your mouth. So make sure you guard your tongue, y'all. Guard your tongue as to what you say, because what you say matters. It really, really matters. So now let's dive into tip number 2. Plan your year, your quarter, your month, your week, and your day. Okay? I said your year, your quarter, your month, your week, and your day. A goal is not about one day. It's not about one month. Okay. You got to look at the year, the quarter, the month, the week, the day. So you start big. You go ahead and plan out the year. Then you break that down. Just whatever your year goal is, you divide it by 4. Now you got your quarter goal. Whatever your year goal is, divided by 12. Now you got your month goal. Whatever your year goal is, y'all getting this now? You divide it by 52, and now you got your week goal. Whatever your year goal is, as long as it's not a leap year, divide it by 365, breaking it down to little itty bitty pieces. So now it's doable. Now you don't feel overwhelmed about it. If you find yourself feeling overwhelmed about your goals, it's because they're too big for your mind right now, because your faith and your belief is not where it needs to be. And that's okay. That's why if you break it down to the day, you're like, oh, I could do that. I know a lot of times when we're sitting down with people and we're helping them and we break it down to the day, they give me that look like, is that all I need to do? Yeah, that's it, right? So you can work days, just like the word tells you, work 6 days, take one day off. And even if you don't hit it that day, you got 6. God to make it happen. Remember, you might put out the plans, but He will direct your steps. So you have to trust in the process. Trust in the process and trust in your trainer. So let me give you guys an example of that. Let's take a look at Bible Business Academy. That is our business where we help people build businesses with biblical principles. So for next year, 2022, goal number 1, generate 10,000 opt-ins. Okay, so what an opt-in is like when I tell you guys to go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com, put your information in. So anytime you put your email information in and more, or your name, it just, something that you're asking for, your email, definitely you always want to get that, if nothing else. Also the name, also the phone number, address, whatever it is. So we want to generate 10,000 of those next year, 10,000 new emails next year. So of the 10,000, the reason why we want to get them, so it has to be a reason for this goal, is so that we can do 1,600 Zoom demos. And so on those Zoom demos, that's when we get to present our company, the benefits we have, what we offer, how we do it. So now we have 10,000 to get to 1,600, right? We always say you can't beat the numbers, numbers can't beat you. From there, we'll get 355 members that will join in Bible Business Academy. That will generate $375,000 a month in recurring revenue. That's what MRR is. And this is for, I'm giving you guys this example for our mentorship program that we're going to have with the books that we're putting out in the planners. So that's what this is for. Raving fans, those are people who join the business, or your tribe, all of the people who are buying from you. And we're going to get a 1% monthly churn. That means that you got to expect people to drop off. It happens. If they drop out of religion, they're going to drop out of your business. Nobody will keep everybody forever. Now, there are ways that you can shorten that curve of people leaving you, and we're not talking about that today, but I want to give you guys a concrete example of how this can work out for you. So now we had that goal of year 2022. So now we broke it down by quarter. Okay. So I got all of next year's goal already in mind. We broke it down by quarter from January 1st through March 31st. And what we're going to do in that quarter, of those 10,000, we got to get 2,000 opt-in leads. Of the 1,600, we need to do 240. So for the first quarter of next year, we got to get 2,000 and 240. That'll have us on track. That'll keep us on track, so we know that we're going in the right direction. And when we sit down and have our quarterly review, because we have these game plans in place and written down, all we have to do is look at them, look at all of the different marketing and sales strategies and the team and the people we have in place, see what's happening, and then we can monitor our business, monitor our lives, and know exactly where we're at and what we need to tweak in order to make that happen. In the first quarter, we'll have 60 of the 355 members generating $66,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue. And our churn will go 4% of the people will say, hey, I'm no longer interested in this, right? You know you're going to lose them. Making sense, y'all? You getting this? Now, let's take the month of January. Just January 2022. If we break it down by the month, we want 400 opt-ins, 400. So that means that we got to get 400 people to say, here's my address, here's my email address, here's my name, here's my phone number. Those are the things that we ask for up front, right? That's going to lead to us having 40 Zoom demos. So that means that's 10 Zoom demos every single week. We got to have 10 coming in every single week. That will get us 10 members, which means that's $11,000 a month coming in monthly recurring revenue, and we're going to have a 1% churn. See how you're just breaking these down into little pieces so that you can make them happen. Now let's talk about the week, right? Let's break that down to the first week of January 2nd to the 8th, and this is the 2022. We're going to generate 140 opt-ins. So when I'm thinking about that, so what I got to look at is, okay, what type of ads were we running? What social media posts are we putting out? Are our landing page is correct? See, all of these things, these are the things that we're looking at so that we can make this happen. And that'll lead to 12 Zoom demos in 1 week, right? We got to do 12. And 3 members will come from that. That's $3,250 in monthly recurring revenue, and no churn because it's just 1 week. And hopefully you don't have any churns in 1 week. And churns just mean people quit, right? And you broke that down. So what if we say on January 3rd? On January 3rd, after the New Year's happened, it's Monday morning, we're going to get 25 people to give us their email address, their name, and their phone number. From there, we're going to set up 3 demos that day. And how do we do that? That's part of what we teach you. You once you're on the phone with them, hey, if the time is right now, could you go on and are you sitting at your computer? Great. Yes. Can you do me a favor? And I'm going to send you the Zoom link to your email. If you can go ahead and click on that. See how I'm just telling them exactly what to do? So this is how there's systems in place, direct things that we'll do and say in order to get them to book that appointment. So if you got 25 people who opt in and you have systems that are set up that as soon as they opt in and you can call them within 5 minutes of them opting in or being on your site, then you're 80% more likely to convert them. So all of these systems have to be in place in order for you to make this happen, right? And so that means that you got 3 Zoom demos that day just because you have the right automation, the right systems, the right team, the right amount of salespeople out there making calls for you in order to make that happen. You're going to get one member. You just made $1,000 basically that day. And if it just keeps going that way at the end of the month, that's $30,000 in recurring revenue. No churn and burn that day because you're just getting started. But do you see how we're breaking this down by the year, by the quarter, by the month, by the week, and by the day? This is what you have to do, guys. You got to know what your today's journey is. You got to know exactly what you need to do. And everything has to be in writing. I just can't emphasize that enough. And so when, we put out the planner, make sure that you get it and you get in our group so that we can help you crush your goals for the rest of 2021 and also for 2022. And then when you go to church or if you are watching it online, wherever you're at, I want you to just say to yourself, man, if you can tithe, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 3,000, $1,000, if you can tithe that to your church, how would that change? How would you, it ain't your money anyway, right? How would that change not only your life, because if you give, you're going to receive, but what about how many people would your congregation be able to help? How many lives would you be able to change? So it's so worth it to write down your goals, to write down your game plan and know exactly what you need to do. Guys, I hope that brought you all value. I've dropped a lot of knowledge in there. And if you're in one of our academies, we sit down with you on Zoom or in person, and we spend time really helping you do that because a lot of people miss out on that and they don't know how to break that down, and so they get frustrated, right? You got to grow in your faith, and once you grow in your faith, you're going to grow in your finances. So if you want to know more about that and you need help with that, go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com. Now, see, what did I do? This is another strategy, marketing strategy, me being live every single Thursday, giving you guys this free training, giving you an example. If you come to, join one of our academies, what you'll get. And then instead of me always saying, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this, it's value, 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 value. Just give more value. The more value you give, the more you'll get people to say, yes, I want this. They may not say it today, but if you keep showing up, you just got to keep showing up, the right people will step up. Number 3, y'all, adaptable and resilient. You got to be adaptable and resilient. You see that little cat there, and what they see is something that's really, really scary, and that's scaring them. And that's what happens a lot in business. You get so afraid of your shadow. You're so afraid of failing. You're so afraid of what people are going to say or what they think that you don't take action. You got to be adaptable and resilient. In Ephesians it says finally, like, don't you want to get to a point in your life where finally be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might? You don't have to worry about doing it for yourself, but under his might. Put on the whole armor of God, like just not half of it. I've been on half of it more than half of my life, right? But when you finally, final, like that's a final word, right? When you finally decide that you're going to put on the whole armor, so that it says that you may be able to stand up against the schemes of the devil, right? He came to kill, steal, and destroy. And listen, not you, not on our watch. You got to make sure that you finally be strong in the Lord, guys, not in yourself, but in the Lord. But He is within you, and He will help you if you will just surrender. You also want to have peer groups. So I'm sharing this um, of our financial service business that we had about 4 or 5 years ago. We used to meet every single morning. We used to call Midnight Madness training. That means I would call everybody at 10 o'clock and say, hey, I need y'all to show up. Hey, we need you guys to, it's so that we train, we drill, we practice, we rehearse. We were this ragtag team that took the number one spot wherever we went. It was just amazing, right? Not everybody, because not everybody said, finally, I'm ready to draw a line in the sand. Finally, I'm ready to make things happen. Finally, I'm ready to be accountable. Finally, most importantly, I'm ready to let God guide me. But you can see here all of these number one trophies, not just from myself, but from a couple of the people that we trained. This was one of our groups. We built this in about 4 months, right? Small group, but we did some big things. We would go to the conventions where there are like a couple thousand people, and we took the awards that you see there. There were 10 different award areas. Out of the 10, we took number one in 8 of them from this team right there, and most of it came from the 3 people that you saw right there, but everybody contribute. We had a team, we had a dream, and people were rising, going to the top, making it happen and changing their life. That's what you want to do in your business. Who's like, maybe you got a coaching business, maybe you want to help someone. I'm down here in Virginia, and one of the guys who we're in these centers, he's working for and writing a book on something that he went through so that he can help other people. I don't know what type of business you want, but I do know this. Whatever it is, you can win at it. You can make it happen, and we want to help you. One of my mentors, one of the trainers that I go to is Dan Kennedy. He says most entrepreneurs are too focused on trying to manage their business better rather than on managing themselves better. See, it's important if you want to get something done. The reason why we won is not because we were trying to manage everything around us. We just managed us. We sought wise counsel. We knew what the numbers were. We knew what we needed to do. We practiced, drill, and rehearse. We invested money and time in ourselves, and we seized those opportunities and we made it happen. So what are you doing? Guys, if you want to get big stuff done, we're not talking about small stuff. If you want to get big stuff done, you got to do something big and different. You got to set targets. You want them quarterly, weekly. You want to discuss them frequently every single night, whatever your business is. When you wake up in the morning or you go to bed at night, you want to sit down and write that down. You want to jot it out. You want to know what you need to do. You want to know what happened. You want to be able to recap it. And then you want to think. You want to take some time. You want to meditate. You want to, just be by yourself and write stuff down. Get into the word. Know exactly where you're going, who your source is, where your strength comes from, and know that your desires of your heart will be given to you. You just got to believe and keep that faith, and you got to make it happen. Take the guesswork out of it. Stop trying to figure all of this out on your own, and position yourself to be around people who can help you. Like, here's an example. In our planner, we have the weekly plans recap. It says, okay, my faith growth. You would just literally sit down, you and a pen, right? Nobody else, because if it's you and you want to grow you have to be accountable to you first before you allow anyone else to hold you accountable. Your faith growth. What did you do to grow your faith? Did you read the Bible when you first woke up before you went to bed? Did you read it throughout the day? Did you listen to any tapes or audio? Did you take action? and pray for something and then you saw it happen, because that grows your faith, right? What are the things that you did to grow your faith that week? What about your finances, your income and budget? Did you have that daily and that weekly goal set? Did you know how many customers that you needed to have? Did you know exactly what you needed to do? What was your budget? Did you hit the budget? Did you spend more? Did you even have a budget, right? What about your income? Did you meet that goal? See, all of these things, you just sit down and you have a weekly recap. We also have it set up where you have a daily recap and you sit down and you put a plan in place. I love this next one, got it done list, right? This will build your faith. Anything that you did, when you did what you said you were going to do, just write it down and then thank God for it, right? Write it down and be grateful for it. What are the things that you could be grateful for? What about the appointments completed? Now, when I said, okay, well, you got to have 10 appointments this month or 20 or whatever the case is, how many did you do? Why did you do that many? Could you have done more? What could you have done differently? Are you getting a point? If you sit down and evaluate your business, what you're doing, how you did it, why you did it, what happened, what didn't happen, and you do that consistently, it will change your life. This is like you literally want to have a meeting with the CEO if that's you, right? Have a meeting with your team. Meet by yourself and then get with your team, right? Give them this same thing. Get them on the plan. Once this comes out and you're part of our group, get them in there with you, because you know what? You're never a prophet in your own land. Even Jesus said that, right? You're never a prophet on your own land. They were like, huh, you're a carpenter. Like, why should we even listen to you? So you got to put your people around other people so that it can help you, because after a while, they stop listening to you, just like your kids, right? Recap, review, and follow up. What is it? Once you recapped everything, review what you did. What can you do better? What adjustments, little, small, tiny adjustments can you make? And once you write them down, and then you got to measure them. So you write down, so maybe you needed to change your headline on something that you had. You just change that headline from one week to the next week, see how that one work. Or maybe you're running 5 at one time. If you're running a Facebook ad, you could put 5 different headlines. You could have 5 different pictures. You can just go pull the data down to see what worked, how it worked, if it worked right, and then who do you need to follow up with? The money is in the follow up. If you don't have those appointments completed, I guarantee I can tell you why without even looking at it, is that you either A, you didn't call them, or B, you didn't follow up, or C, you didn't know what you were going to say or how to say it when they got on the phone, right? That's it. Those are only 3 reasons why you don't have any appointments, or you didn't even have a funnel or a way out there for anybody to book an appointment with you. You didn't ask. You have not, because you asked not, right? No matter what you're doing, as we come to a close here, guys, no matter what you do, how you do it, if you want to get away from feeling like you're in a prison and like your life is not going anywhere and you're stuck constantly, what you want to do is pray before you play. Always pray before you play. Before you begin your day, whatever you're doing. Before I got on here, I said a prayer, hey God, just please be with me. Let the people that you want to see this. Let me help who you want me to help. Help me to say the right thing to the right person. You got to say that prayer. Let your will be done tonight, right? It's not about me and or Bible Business Academy. All this is about God and what he wants. So always pray before you pray, and you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he, guys, who gives you the power to get wealth, so that he may confirm his covenant that he swore to his father, as it is this day in Deuteronomy 8:18. So if you want it, it's yours. He promised you can have it. You just have to do what he told you to do. So I hope that brought you guys a lot of value today. If you got questions, I'm going to flip over to the other side. Make sure you go ahead and jot those down. I'm going to go over here in a second and read that. When you book an appointment with us and we schedule your Zoom demo, we're going to get some information when we're on there with you, and we're going to send you out some gifts. When you join us and you get your planner, you're also going to get a big package. And also, when you are a part of our academy, we send you an even bigger package of not only training stuff, but of a lot of fun gifts and gadgets that changes every single month, because we want to spoil you. We want to give you all the things you need to succeed and also put a smile on your face. So a gift awaits you after we get together, guys. And if you're not sure how to implement these steps that I talked about today, you can about how to get more sales and how to make this happen, then you can go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com. Let us show you how, or and simply text simple, because that's what we talked about today. This is how I measure how many people call us from each broadcast. So text simple to 1833 Bible Biz, or give us a phone call and we will respond back to you and help you. If you need more information, again, call me at 1833 Bible Biz, or email us at info@kathymcreynolds.com. And guys, I'm going to switch back over to you to see if we had any questions there today and see if there was anything in there. I don't see any. I'm going to switch that over, and we're going to hide this and bring that up. So you want to go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com, BibleBusinessAcademy.com. Download our free report on how to grow a business with biblical principles. If you have questions about today's broadcast, again, shoot us a message or give us a call at 1833 Bible Biz. Make sure you get your show notes, or if you're catching this during the replay, make sure that you take some notes on that. So if there's no questions, I'm assuming that it all made sense. Guys, I wish you the best. Make sure that you follow us on either LinkedIn, Instagram, or YouTube, or Facebook, of course, and hit the subscribe button so that when we put out videos like this each and every Thursday, you get notifications. Or if we put other stuff out there and different training on our posts, you get those as well. I appreciate you guys. Let me check the chat here. Oh, I actually do see some questions. Let me see. Good evening. I'm just written my first book on. Let me bring that on there. We have Curry Russell says, "Good evening. I just written my first book on Christianity and network marketing." Man, Curry, that's awesome, awesome, awesome. I would love to. We got to get together and talk about that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And he also says, let's see. Curry says, "I want to help a million Christians understand network marketing and a million to network marketers find Christ." Oh, like you just gave me chills on that one. Beautiful. We definitely got to tune in and work together and make that happen. You're already a beast. I already know you, and you got it going on, but let's tag team and change some lives around here. Let's see what else we got out here. Kenneth Bell. He says, "I love Bible Business Academy." Well, we're glad that you do love Bible Business Academy, and we love you too as well. So guys, I appreciate you all. I don't see any other comments out there. So I'm going to switch this back over here and make sure y'all download your free report, How to Grow a Business with Biblical Principles, at BibleBusinessAcademy.com. And if you need our help and you want to get more sales, implement these easy strategies that we just talked about so that we can help you. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all. If I don't see anything else in the chat, we're going to go ahead and call this a day. And I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.